I'm going to show you 3 reasons to why you can't stay down through the golf ball no matter how hard you try. But once you fix these 3 reasons, it's going to be so much easier to stay down through the golf ball, and you're going to make it look easy just like the top pros do. Now, the first fault here, which is why you can't stay down through the golf ball, is all about the hips. So the hips as you complete the backswing and then how they move into the downswing. So I'll see so many golfers as they start to get up and complete the top of their backswing, their pelvis starts to gradually just move a little bit forward, a little bit close to the golf ball. But this is as they're completing that top of the backswing. So from there, if your hips have started to move forward in the completion of the backswing, there is no chance they're going to move backwards in the downswing, because you need your hips to move backwards in the downswing, because once those hips are moving backwards, you're going to move into more flexion, and then that's going to help you stay down on the golf ball. It's a necessity. If the pelvis moves forward, now backswing, it's not going to happen. So no matter how many drills you do to stay in posture and stay down, it won't work if that pelvis moves forward. So that's where in the downswing, let's say it's players who have their hips moving back nicely, brilliant, and then they just start to move forward. Even just could be a slight amount with those hips, but again, when you move forward with the hips, that then gets the hips going underneath the body, and that extends the spine. As soon as the pelvis goes forward, the spine extends, the upper body stands up. And what is that? Not staying down through the golf ball. So we need pelvis to go back, and we want that pelvis to go back as much as we can going through the downswing, because then that forces upper body down and that forces you in posture like we see with the top pros. So the fix for this, 2 things you can do. We're going to talk about feel and talk about drill. Let's talk about the feel. Look at Tiger Woods here. So what you can see with Tiger Woods, you can see as he's moving back in this very exaggerated thing he's doing, he is pushing the pelvis back as much as he can when he's at that kind of top of the backswing position. What's he doing? He's trying to prime that body to be in good posture, getting that right hip back. And then as you can see, what is he doing from there? He is pushing his pelvis back as much as possible, because what he's doing that is getting his upper body to flex down. Remember, when pelvis goes back, upper body flexes down. When lower body and pelvis moves forward, upper body extends upwards. So Tiger Woods is doing this extreme exaggerated feel of pushing back that pelvis as much as he can, forces the upper body to flex down. So really, let's imagine that there's a wall right behind me and I'm trying to, in the downswing, push my pelvis back as much as I can to where I feel like I'm hitting that wall, but also backswing, getting that right hip back. So right hip back in the backswing, and then push the pelvis back as much as I can in the downswing to where I hit an imaginary wall behind me. And the drill to encourage that, chair drill. Classic of the channel. So, okay, now, of course, what do we need to do with this chair? Because this movement is all about pushing the pelvis back. So I want to see you push the pelvis back in the backswing with the right hip, and in the downswing, I want you to push it back as much as you can with the left hip. And that continuing to push it back and back and back and back in that downswing, you can see how it continues to rotate my hips, continues to keep me down, and it also extends my left side as I'm starting to get through impact. So that keeps me turning through the shot and is great for power. So pushing the pelvis back keeps the upper body down. That's our goal. So let's push this chair back as much as we can, backswing and downswing. So the second fault that I see causing players to not stay down going through the golf ball is them starting the downswing and the club shaft moving steep and moving more vertical. So when you start that downswing and you get that shaft moving steeper, what the body will do, it won't stay in posture, because if you stay in posture and turn through the shot with good rotation, you'll just end up chopping across the ball, very steep angle of attack. It's not going to produce a good golf shot. It's not even going to remotely go to your target. So what the body does with a steep shaft, it will start to move the pelvis forward and it will start to make the upper body go back. Like we learned from the last bit, if the pelvis goes forward, the upper body moves backwards. Look what happens to the club shaft. See how it shallows out the club shaft. So coming out of posture, standing up, early extension, whatever you want to call it. It's a shallowing move in the golf swing. It's a shallowing move that happens later. So it's a last minute shallower. So you can see if the club shaft is steep, you'll have to shallow that golf club coming into it to hit the shot fairly decent, but your body is going to come out of posture to do so. You're going to get flippy. It's not going to look good. So the fix for this, now, we have to be shallow. Don't have to be crazy shallow. We just need to be a little bit shallow. And then from there, we'll have a better chance to turn. Because if we get that club shaft, that center of mass pitching behind, we'll have a way better chance to turn nicely, stay down our posture, because that will produce good angles going through the golf ball and help the ball go to target. So Absolutely, there's loads of reasons of why you could be getting steep and how to fix it and how to get more shallow, way more than I could possibly put in this video. And I do have a full course on how to do this called The Complete Guide to Shallowing in the Downswing, and there is a link in the description for that. If you're a steep shaft player, it will have all the root causes that cause steepening the shaft, and it will also be fixes for all of them and good routines to do. But for the one that's going to hit the most amount of people for the drill, the one that can get loads of different shallowing moves into your golf swing, is actually the simplest one of them all. And that is just grab an alignment stick, put that alignment stick on the left side of the club, so a lot of it still comes out here. Now, if I get up to the top of my backswing, let's say it points relatively behind me. If I'm a steep golfer, that alignment stick's going to point down towards the ground in transition. We want to have this point in front and then continue to turn. So as soon as we start that downswing, point in front and turn. Point in front, turn. So then I could do that in practice swing, and I could do it hitting a golf ball, but when I hit a golf ball doing this, make sure it's really slow. It's really hard to do this with full speed. Pretty much impossible. You could hurt yourself doing it full speed. So I would recommend get up to the top, maybe have a little pause, and then get the stick points in front and just turn through and just kind of like nudge one down there. So like at this speed. So just kind of like that. So where you're just hitting those tiny little ones, doesn't matter how you hit it at all doing it, but you're just making sure, making priority of having that stick point as much in front of you in transition as possible. Let's do one more. There we go. Just something like that. You're going to see more rotation. You're going to see a shallower shaft. You're going to be able to stay down in posture doing that. So the third reason of why you can't stay down through the golf ball is because you have a poor transition, poor start to the downswing. So I'll see so many golfers, they'll be starting that downswing with tons of arms, and they'll be starting that downswing with just the arms. If you start that downswing with the arms are out racing the rest of the body. The arms then have to pass through the body because the body isn't leading the golf club will be leading the body. That will be elongating and making the arc and the swing get more into the ground. So for you to be able to get that club to hit the ball solidly and let the club pass through, you have to make way for that club to pass through. So that's backing out the way. Imagine something's running across you right in front. You're going to back out the way. It's essentially the same reaction you have. Backing out, you won't stay in your posture. So the fix for this is starting the downswing properly. That's getting the body to lead, not the arms. So if we can start that downswing with the lower body and mid-torso turning and let the hands and arms staying where they are, nice, light and loose, really quite slow feeding with the arms at the top. That's going to make the body lead. And then we can just continue to turn that body, stay in flexion, turn through, and we'll be making these good movements. We won't be starting that with the arms first and having to back out the way to make way for the arms to bring the swing up. So, starting that downswing, let's get into a little drill to get that lower body starting first, and that's with this right here. So, this is my preferred way of working on this because I personally got the good transition in my golf swing from doing this. So, and tons of success with all my students on Skillist, where we've worked on with this drill. So resistance band, tight to an upright. And then what we do from there, have it around head height. And then we get into a top of the backswing position just like this. And all we do, rotate lower body and mid-torso. Because you're gripping on something resistance, you can't now move it with your arms. So you have to rotate that lower body. You have to get that separation. That's our way of making that change. So if we can do that, do a ton of those, we're going to be on our way to making this better. What I used to do back in the day when I was working this with my own golf swing, I would do 3 to 5 of those and then hit 3 golf balls, and then do another 3 to 5 and then hit 3 golf balls. Why I would hit only 3 is because after that third one, I would lose the feeling of that. First one, ball after doing the drill, you can feel that lower body really snap and really lead, which is brilliant, that's what we want. Second one, feel it a little bit. Third one, just about. If I hit a fourth, I wouldn't feel it at all. So that's where I want to have the best quality practice I can. I'll do 3 to 5 of those and then 3 balls and then go back again once I've hit the 3 to do that. And that's going to help me stay in my posture. So you have to know why you're coming out of posture to be able to fix it. So absolutely, if you could get these moves into your golf swing, you are getting the right moves into there. You're getting the right environment or the right influences in your golf swing to be able to stay in posture. So absolutely, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.